Alright, so I don't know if you've heard about it, but there's this virus with no cure that's been spreading around the world since March. Of course, a vaccine is in the works, but it's going to be at least until New Year's 2021 until that comes out. Anyways, the question that people have been asking recently is how is school going to work? And what is the safest and most effective way to do it? Well, sauce eggs, that's what we're answering today in this great theory. So board your virtual school bus and grab your notebooks because we're going to figure it out. Hello sauce eggs and welcome to Great Theory. This one is going to be a little more serious as you can tell, so be ready for that. Anyways, as I said in the intro, the big question going around as of now is whether or not you/your kid should go to school, do half virtual and half in person, or just do full virtual schooling. Well, don't worry, because we're going to figure it out and give a for sure answer. So let's just dive into it, shall we? Alright, let's go over the first question. Should you do full in-person schooling if it's available in your school district? Well, let's go over the pros and cons of full in-school learning this year. First, the pros. For one thing, you will probably be able to pay more attention and get better grades with full in-school learning compared to online school. Another pro would be that most people will have a more stable mental state with full in-school learning. But then there's the cons to full in-school. Of course, there's a way higher chance of getting COVID-19 from this, even with precautions in place. Schools are a big germ nest. There's also the fact that everyone will have to wear masks and somehow stay 6 feet apart. These cons alone, this method of school is already one of the worst. So, let's continue on with the other methods of teaching this year, shall we? One of the other methods of teaching we all know well is virtual teaching. Of course, virtual teaching has its own pros and cons. For its pros, there's no way you will get COVID-19. You mostly get to do work at your own pace, work will probably be easier, you can always wear your pajamas. These are pretty big pros, but then there's obviously the cons. For most people, including me, it's hard to pay attention with virtual school. Plus, a lot of people's mental states depreciate during it, which can lead to depression and or suicide for some people. While this method is the safest, it's not the most practical. This brings me to my next method of teaching, which is half virtual schooling and half in-person schooling, aka half and half teaching. This method of teaching is for sure the best way to do school in my opinion, because of these reasons. It cuts people into school in half, it doesn't depreciate mental state, there's a much lower chance to get COVID-19. People can pay more attention while also doing work at their own pace sometimes. Of course, there's cons, like still being able to contract COVID-19 and that you still have to wear a mask throughout half the week, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons. So, to answer the question at the beginning of the video, I can say with no doubt that half and half teaching is the best way to go this school year for both teachers and students. But hey, that's just my opinion, in a great theory. Thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy my content, why don't you consider subscribing? It helps me grow and you get to watch more of my content. Speaking about content, I have a Twitch now, so if you want to see me do stupid shit live, why don't you go follow that? Anyways, have a nice day, sauce eggs, and I'll see you in the next one.
Touching the truth. There is nothing to fear.